everybody, what's going on? This is Joshua Williams. Well, folks, this is it. We're about to go ahead and review the film that I never wanted to watch in the first place, The Legend of the Kung Fu Rabbit, The Marshal of Fire. Yes, I've been calling this movie The Marshal Rises before, but I don't know where I even got that from. Apparently, it's The Marshal of Fire, which makes sense because there is a tiger that fights people with a sword of fire. But anyway, we're gonna review this movie today. So, before I really go ahead and start particularly talking about what I feel about this film, let's talk a little bit about the story. It's been a couple of years since Fu defeated Slash. More than a hero, Fu is now regarded as the protector of the village, defeating bandits and upholding justice. However, with no real foundation in Kung Fu, Fu has to start from zero in order to harness the Kung Fu skills which he inherited from the Grandmaster. One day, Fu rescues an old injured warrior who finally turns out to be the evil Zan. Han, whatever. Zan plans to take over the world of the martial art by acquiring a precious gem from the real successful Lan of Hue clan. Upon confrontation, Fu fails to save Lan and the Marshal of Fire. The reality hits him, and Fu realizes he's just a lucky rabbit who happens to inherit the Grandmaster's Kung Fu. Fu starts to practice Kung Fu with much encouragement from Penny and Biggie. As time goes by, Fu's able to get on his feet and join his fellow warriors, Penny and Biggie, to stop Zan's evil plan while Zan is getting closer to his goal. Finally, Fu defeats against evil Zan by holding the true harmony of the Marshal of Fire and Water. So yeah, there is a lot of things that are going on in this film. Honestly, if you can see the film for yourself, you notice there's actually a lot more pertaining to the story than it is actually in the first film. But let's go ahead and actually compare the first film with the second one. The second one is actually better than the first movie, hands down. Yes, I am not shitting you here. The second film is literally better than the first film. How is this even possible? Isn't that supposed to be the other way around? The first film would be better than the second one? Even though in some cases it is very rare. There are movies that keep getting better and better with each new movie that comes out, especially with animated films. Sometimes their sequels are awful, and then sometimes their sequels actually are better than the first one. That kind of rarely happens. But with this one, the second film is better than the first one. And what would I give this film? I would at least give it probably either a B- or a C. That's literally how good this film is. Compared to the first one, which the first one, where it was crap, the second one literally actually seemed like it had a lot of more effort put into it. The movie did manage to pull me in and keep me watching. There were things that I saw that even shocked me while watching this. It was surprising to me how much they literally improved this film. I generally think that the producers of the movie strived to make this movie very different from the first one, and overall, a lot better. Though, this is actually a huge shock here. Apparently, the first film was actually a success. A huge success in China. I don't know how, and I don't know why. Could be differences in movie cultures over there, I guess. If so, that explains a lot. Now, even though it kind of seems like I'm praising this movie, there are a couple of things that I can't help but nitpick about. Like, in some parts of the film, maybe 5% of it, there are some issues with audio. One of them being that the echo effect in two scenes are legitimately backwards. It's extremely weird. The beginning of the film starts off with these bad guys, to which we never see in the rest of the movies to begin with, and the fight sequence between them and Fu just take too long. Not to mention that we have yet another fight scene with 3 totally different characters. Now, even though the animation is pretty good in this one, it just seems to come out of nowhere. Also, this film takes place 2 years after the first one did, right? If you were to watch both films in order, there would be no indication of that at all. You wouldn't even be able to tell. You'd be totally confused as to why Fu looks, sounds, and acts different, and why Biggie, get it? Biggie because he's small, haha, looks different. Oh, and speaking of Biggie, he's still literally a bitch. Like, he keeps complaining in this entire movie about how stupid Fu is and why he should have gotten the powers instead. Which would have made sense in the first film because Fu was a dumbass. But in this movie, he's not. He's literally a lot more smarter, which might explain why he sounds different. I don't know, it's a little confusing. Even though this film does have its problems, and hell, I'd even say at some points it's a bit of a mess, it was still enjoyable for me to watch, and still much better than the first movie. I'd say, if you checked out the first film, you should see this one. Trust me, you'd be very surprised. And that's my short review of Legends of Kung Fu Rabbit, the Marshal of Fire. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I shall see you guys next time. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up and press that subscribe button for even more content. Until next time, this is Joshua Williams signing off. Hope you guys had a good day. See you later.